Now, India today has 4 reporters down at Sriharikota from where the Aditya L1 on board its rocket is going to be blasting off at 11:50 a.m. Let's go across to India today's Pramod Madhav, who's been there. He was there for the Chandrayaan launch as well. He's back there today for the Aditya L1 launch. Pramod, weather is looking good. All parameters seem to be locked and loaded. Is everything on schedule for the big launch? 11:50 a.m. Pramod.
It absolutely is. In fact, this seems to be one of the best places for me on Earth because I can always see these models behind me. We have the PSLV XL6, the GSLV, the first one, and the second one as well. On the right corner that you see, that's the PSLV that's going to carry Aditya L1. In fact, we are calling it as the XL version because it's going to have all 6 solid boosters on it. It's a 4-stage rocket, and this particular Aditya L1 is pretty challenging, but it's one of the very important one because it's going to be a dedicated space observatory satellite, a spacecraft that's going to travel on an interplanetary highway. That's how they are calling this distance that it's going to go through, that 1.5 million, 15 lakh kilometers. And this particular area, this is going to be a point called as Lagrange point, where this imaginary point, this satellite is going to go around. The weather seems to be very clear. We have clear skies, and we're hopeful that we can see the rocket all the way as it soars up to the sky ship.
You know, Pramod, talk to us a little about PSLV XL and the missions it's in fact carried forward in the past as well. It's a tried and tested vehicle weighing 320 tons, 44.4 meters in height. It's a tried and tested, and that way a very, very reliable vehicle, isn't it?
It absolutely is. In fact, the Polar Satellite Launch Vehicle, this one is called the C57 because so far 59 missions PSLV has been used, of which 2 were not completely successful. The rest were completely successful, and this itself is a huge ratio, and that's why we call it as the workhorse. And this particular rocket, when we spoke to the director of ISRO earlier, he stated that this is one of the largest payload PSLV is going to carry, almost 1.48 tons. That's going to be the payload of this PSLV XL, and everybody here are extremely excited because not much such satellites with this much ambition is being any country is not going flying such except for the first world countries and so far. And the very important aspect here is that this particular satellite Aditya L1 had to be kept in an extremely clear environment because its sensors are it has to be kept very accurate. So the dust particles were completely kept at 0. In fact, the director said it was almost like 1 in 1 million ppm. And not just that, for this they use techniques like nitrogen purging, which is using nitrogen gas and cold nitrogen gas to keep the entire area, and nobody is allowed inside the spot. In fact, the director said that even he was not allowed to go there often, and everybody had to work in such an environment. The challenge ISRO faced was that even after keeping it this much clean, they had to actually take it to the SLP where it will be integrated and those points. So they reduced that particular time period from several hours to within an hour. ISRO also said that earlier such kind of precautions and techniques were used for the AstroSat as well. So it was very helpful for them because they have learned a lot from there, and that kind of same techniques were followed for Aditya L1. ISRO is completely geared up. The entire scientific community is geared up because the Aditya L1 sensors considering to be from 2023 are extremely precise, and we're expecting that not from the surface but the inner part of the surface. That is we know that the solar flares actually rise up from the surface, but there should be somewhere within what happens, what triggers them. All these could be data collected by L1, and that's the reason we are placing it at the Lagrange point, because it will have a 24/7 view of the sun, by which we can actually find out exactly how such solar winds emerge from the sun's surface.
Okay, this is very, very exciting, all of the things that are going to be done. You just saw those pictures a moment ago of Dr. Somnath, the ISRO chairman, in Chennai seeking blessings for the Aditya L1 launch. It's a ritual, Sneha, that the ISRO leadership does every single time there is a launch. I want to also go across. Pramod, stay with me. We'll be joined in a moment by Pramod's team as well. They're all going to be there. Akshata is also going to be joining our coverage. And remember, this is non-stop coverage, viewer, till the launch of the Aditya L1. Arvind Paranjape, who is the director of the Nehru Planetarium in Delhi, also joins us live. Thank you very much, sir, for being with us. Appreciate your time on this extremely important day. ISRO fever is something all of us are suffering from right now. I shouldn't use the word suffering. We're enjoying it. The Chandrayaan, ecstasy is something that all Indians are still feeling right now. And barely have we had time to recover from it. And here comes Aditya L1. What's the mood with you? What's the mood with the planetarium? How much are you looking forward to this, sir?
Yeah. First of all, I'm from Nehru Planetarium in Mumbai. Well, when the Chandrayaan 3 landed, I was in US at that time, and then it was early in the morning, and I was quite very excited, and I was watching what was happening in Mumbai and your TV channels. As far as this Aditya mission is concerned, it is very close to our heart, because and close to my heart too, because I worked at IUCA, and the scientists participating in this mission, Professor Ram Prakash and Durgesh Tripathi and all these people. So I have seen them working, and it's a very exciting feeling for me. And I'm also, as the news has been coming, I'm also very eagerly waiting for a successful launch. What we all feel is that, like any other, you have also your reporters have said that like any other launch from ISRO, this is going to be successful. There is no doubt about it. And then it will take about 4 months or something like towards January, when the satellite will reach the Lagrangian point L1. And just to make it clarified that Lagrangian point L1, what it is that the gravity of the sun and gravity of the earth, which are pulling each other, because gravity is an attractive force. So where the gravity of both these bodies becomes nearly the same, those are the points called the Lagrange points. There are 5 Lagrange points like that. So the satellite will be placed around an orbit, or sort of orbit around that particular point. So we are very excitedly waiting for it. And Ram Prakash has done a fantastic job of building this. Ram Prakash and his team, fantastic job of building this particular thing. Now, this suit, what they call it, that is Solar Ultraviolet Imaging Telescope, has 7 filters. And through 7 filters, they will be observing the sun continuously. And something what is important is that the spatial resolution, that is how closely you can see the sun's surface. I can tell you, just to give you a pointer, that they have been talking about something like the order of 1 second of arc. And what 1 second of arc means, that if you take 20 mm or 25 paise coin and keep it at 2 kilometers away from you, then the telescope or resolution can be seen from one end of the coin to the other. So that kind of a beautiful resolution, very high resolution images we will get. And these images will be taken 24 hours a day.
India's #1 political reporter.
Defines what seems to be happening, vendetta politics. कोई दूध के से धुला हुआ नहीं है.
Unmatched eye, unmatched experience.
The world has changed. My black hair has become grey as well.
And with unmatched passion for the story.
Do not monopolize the conversation.
When it's 100% news that matters. It's News Today with Rajdeep Sardesai. Monday to Friday, 9 p.m. Only on India Today TV.